All right, guys, here it is. Our second semifinal match of the day between our two players who have chosen terrible colors for me to cast. Come on, guys. I gotta be more careful in that lobby and make sure that they don't choose red and yellow or red and orange. I've had players that choose pink and purple before, or like blue and light blue. It's impossible to tell what they're doing. Tisk tisk, gentlemen. All right, enough scolding. We're on King's Cove LE. In the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as the Zerg. From Team Compass, it is Robzki. And his Terran opponent in the top left-hand side, in the red, playing Terran, it is DassemUltor. All right, Robzki dropping that hatch first. One gas pool behind it, very standard Zerg opening. He does have the Mecha Zerg skins, though, which means that I am immediately rooting for it. Oh, man. Tell me how beautiful. These are the best skins in the game. Changed my mind. They're gorgeous. Everything about the mecha skins is wonderful. If you're not supporting StarCraft by buying some of those skins, guys, if you got 20 bucks to throw away, you know, after you send them to Platinum Heroes too, obviously. Hey! MKP! Thanks for the follow, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the tournament so far. It's gorgeous. All right. So, reactor going down on that barracks. Now, no factory out just yet. We do see an early expand from DassemUltor. No factory behind it. There it is. Okay, factory going down. So just a little bit later than I thought. I was a little worried he might have forgotten the factory or messed up his build order, but it looks like everything's just fine. You do see factory after expand every now and then. Third base already down for Robzki. Ooh, Robzki going to get too aggressive with that Overlord. It is going to get picked off there. That's actually a big loss this early in the game. Now, luckily, Robzki isn't supply blocked. He does have another Overlord already on the way, so he's going to be able to pick that off, going to be able to come back from that. But unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit slow. Pardon me. It's going to throw off his build just a little bit, and of course, losing that 100 minerals, not always the best tactic, especially when you could have gotten it for free. So, did scout, obviously, the natural, but nothing else so far. But nothing really to scout in the main other than an early third command center here for DassemUltor, who's playing a little bit greedy. I like it. Third command center on the high ground. We should see another barracks coming down soon to support that, I imagine. He could drop a starport, but we'll see. We'll come back and figure out what he's up to. On the Zerg side of the map, we do see Baneling Nest on the way, going for a Ling Bling style. Third base about to finish up for the Zerg player. Scouting Overlords in position here for Robzki, who is going to get in. He will finally see that third base, it looks like. Which is going to be a nice little touch there for our Zerg player to know that he's up against a macro play. Should be able to be aggressive if he wants to. There we go. Third base going to get into view. Should be able to get in, and we'll see. Oh, I thought it was going to be another barracks behind this. I was wrong. DassemUltor dropping that second factory. We are going to see Mech VZ, baby. One of my favorite matchups. Oh, fantastic. Spore Crawlers from Robzki going down on all the bases. That's really interesting considering he hasn't scouted a starport, and in fact, there's no starport on the map yet. But hey, Spore Crawlers, never a bad investment. Maybe just not completely necessary so far this game. Third base is up for Robzki, although it's not saturated yet. He is still sending those drones over to the natural. Oh, this is really cute here from DassemUltor. Look at this. After he's got those 4 Hellions out, he's not stopping to swap around, not stopping to get any additional add-ons or anything. He's going straight into Widow Mines from this and building a third factory. Even cranking out 3 SCVs at a time. This is full macro all the time, baby. Really interesting there from DassemUltor. Now, what I think he's probably going to do is maybe get a tank out here so he has a little bit more zone control over this map. Of course, King's Cove famously has this very narrow strip of land connecting the third base to the to the natural. So a lot of times Terran players will wait until they have a siege tank or two to sort of clog up this area, make sure that they have really good zone control before moving out and taking that third base. And very nicely done there by Robzki, who is going to scout out with his Zergling to see when and how that third base is going to go down. Armory already on the way from DassemUltor as well as the starport, so he's starting to diversify his build just a little bit. We do see him adding on that siege tank. Needs to get this factory over to the other tech lab, and there it is, DassemUltor. So he's not going to go for a speed mech style, not going to get any Banshees out and go for a hyper mech style. This is a true, slow, lumbering mech style. We might even see some early Thors, as now that that first armory is down, even a second armory going down. DassemUltor feeling very good about his economic position this game. Hey, Rafmat, welcome to the stream, man. What's up? What's up? You'll hear this a minute later. The stream, of course, is on a 60-second delay to keep things fair for our participants. So I'm not able to interact with the chat quite as quickly as I wanted to. But know that I see you. Know that I love you. I'll respond. It'll be a minute later for you guys, but I'm doing it right away. And there it is, DassemUltor already cranking out those Thors. Double scans going down from DassemUltor. He is going to see the double evolution chambers cranking away and no additional tech, which is exactly correct. There's absolutely nothing else on the map yet for our Zerg player other than these Lings and Banelings. So our Terran should be in pretty good position here. The Zergling, Baneling speed has not yet finished yet. Take a look at the upgrades here. Just Zergling speed on the way, so no centrifugal hooks. It's just getting started there by Robzki. Macro hatch in the main. He's going to need all the larva he can get. Ling Bling, famously very larva-intensive style for Zerg players. If he does lose out to a couple great Hellion shots and some good micro from DassemUltor, he could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, DassemUltor going to check for this, what, 6th base, I think? Ugh. Not going to be there just yet. Oh, man, double Hellions. I love it. Look at this. Oh, he's going to be able to pick off the Creep Tumor, too. Very nice. Look at this. Hellions have made themselves known. Speedlings and Banelings lining up to prevent these Hellions, and then DassemUltor can move in onto the other side. A scan here to pick off some Creep Tumors. Surround by the Zerglings here. DassemUltor not responding in time. Banelings going down, picking off 2, 3, make it all 4 of those those Hellions. But the Zerglings and Banelings wildly out of position now as more Hellions gonna run into the natural expansion here, and this is gonna be a lot of dead drones. Dassem needs to focus these down, but the drones immediately pulled there by Robzki. Robzki moving the Zerglings into position here, but the Hellions getting a beautiful positioning there. Oh my god, so many Zerglings gonna go down. DassemUltor controlling this beautifully. Only 5 drones picked off, but so many Zerglings going down. Take a look at the units lost tab here, fellas. This is where we're all gonna see it. 24 Zerglings and 5 drones. Now that is for the cost of 9 Hellions, so maybe not quite as many as I had hoped for. It looked really impressive when he was doing it there. I still don't think this is exactly what we want to see. He could have gotten a lot more drone kills out of that. That was a good pull from Robzki, but he did find a nice position back there in the minerals. Did pick off a lot of Zerglings. Ding came to see me in a suit, and you're feeling disappointed now. Oh my god, it is finals day, and I'm not wearing a suit jacket. We're going to take a short break after this game, guys. Alright, 3rd base finally in position for DassemUltor. Very, very late, though, as the 4th base for Robzki starts. So Robzki at least 1 base ahead of his opponent. The worker count fairly even, though. So if we take a look at the income graph, we will see it a little bit in favor of Robzki here. But DassemUltor with that 4th base and hopefully a couple more... Pardon me, a couple more mules dropping down should be able to equalize that supply just a little bit. I'm really surprised that Robzki hasn't taken a 5th base yet. He has so many minerals that he needs to drop down, and his creep spread is really, really good, so he should be able to defend a 5th base pretty easily. And actually, I wouldn't shame him if he took a 6th base as well. But instead of going bases, he's just going for tech. He's getting that spire down. He does have the infestation pit about to finish up, so we probably see him going into hive tech. +2 melee on the way. Looks like he wants to stay on that Ling Bling style. Hydralisks have been scrubbed into the army. Hydralisk speed on the way, and whoa. So this infestation pit, not just for show, he is going to be researching the infestor energy upgrade. The name of this upgrade is escaping me right now. Pathogen glands, that's the one. Blah. But look at this scary, scary mech army from DassemUltor. Hey, Killshays, thanks for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the Diamond 2 tournament, man. This is the semifinals of Diamond Heroes 2, the 2nd monthly tournament from the Platinum Heroes server. This is the very beginning of our day, man. We're on the 2nd of 8 series that we're going to watch today. So if you were just tuning in, stick around, man. Get the Home Story Cup on multi-Twitch. You're going to see good games from all of our players here who are fighting it out for their share of a $50 prize pool and ultimate glory. Scan going down from DassemUltor. We're going to try and pick off a couple Creep Tumors here. He needs to send a couple more Hellions forward. Robzki not taking the bait yet, not going to respond to this. And actually, wow, another scan going down. This is really, really good for DassemUltor, who's going to get a lot of these Creep Tumors down. Of course, these Hellions will get picked down, but as soon as they get off Creep, I imagine Robzki should head back home. He shouldn't be pursuing off Creep here. Siege Tank sieging up. Actually, a lot of friendly fire going down there. And oh my, DassemUltor has the medevacs. He needs to get those into Hellbat mode. DassemUltor needs to get him into Hellbat mode. Oh, okay, never mind. Blue Flame finishes up, though. That's really nicely done. Look at this creep recession. Oh, man, creep was all the way out to here before DassemUltor was able to pick up those creep tumors. So DassemUltor staying really active with those scans, with those creep tumors. I think a lot of Terran players, rather, when they're playing against Zerg, really undervalue picking off creep tumors. It is so important for map control. It is so important. Oh, a little Ling Run by here going to get in, though. This is nice, destroying a lot of the workers here at the third base of DassemUltor. And DassemUltor is going to be forced to respond to this, I think. Oh, never mind. He's just going to go for it. A big engagement, though. The Hydralisk going to chase these back. The Hydralisk off creep. Shouldn't walk into Siege Tank spray. Oh, my God. They're going to do it. DassemUltor fighting under these Siege Tanks. The Medevac still alive, but so many Hydralisks going down there. Oh, man. Robzki making a big mistake there. Losing so many Hydralisks to it that he really didn't need to leave here. But he does have a lot of Zerglings causing chaos on the other side of the map. Thor has arrived. Siege Tanks are out. They should be able to clean this up finally. But wow, so many SCV kills. Look at this, 46 SCVs to only 72 drones. Hey, Dings, what's up? Thank you so much, man, for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, DassemUltor gonna start leapfrogging these tanks one over another. Again, scanning, picking off creep tumors. I cannot tell you how important it is that he continues to do this, continues to force that creep to recede, especially with units like Hydralisks that are weak off of creep, and he's got siege tanks set up. So there we go. DassemUltor leapfrogging these siege tanks one over another, taking a very aggressive position here. The Infestor is out. Now, there's no Neural Parasite, but Pathogen Glands has finished. And here we go. Robzki going to collapse onto this army, but the siege tanks unsieged in the back there, finally sieging the rest of them up. The Hydralisk getting a nice arc, but here we go. Finally, all the siege tanks are up. One Thor does remain. Okay, I guess we're going to get... that one Infestor's like, I did my part. Spraying some goop onto some siege tanks, but it's not going to be enough, man. DassemUltor pushing forward here with a significantly higher army supply. The scans continuing to go down, the creep continuing to get pushed back. DassemUltor doing a really, really good job staying active, and now the fourth base of Robzki is under attack. Greater Spire on the way, Roach Warren being pushed out as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's too little, too late for our Zerg player as his fourth base is under siege. Tanks re-sieging up, a couple drones even going down as this fourth base begins to crumble. Vikings already pre-made here to fight against the Corruptors. Drones forced to pull, and they are all gonna go down. That is a real shame. DassemUltor clearing out that fourth base. Robzki desperately trying to defend back home. He does have +3/+3 on the way. That's gonna finish up. That will put him at a +1 advantage over DassemUltor, who's still only on 2-2. But DassemUltor's army is so much beefier. A couple good tank shots will absolutely destroy these clumped up Hydralisks, and Robzki cannot engage into this. The Vikings, of course, up top, gonna be able to scout for the siege tanks, giving them maximum range here. Look at this siege tank range. I'm going to double click here. See how far out those siege tanks can fire. He's going to leapfrog them up one over another, even setting them up there on the ramp. Okay, DassemUltor really weak right now. No siege tanks sieged up. DassemUltor, you cannot sit with your unsieged tanks outside of a Zerg base. DassemUltor, you've got to move forward. Broodlord's on the way. Lurker Den on the way. Robzki has a lot of tech available to him. Will he stay alive for this long? Overseer getting morphed in. Here we go. Finally, siege tank getting sieged up again. Thor is here, firing onto that Overseer. The Overseer, of course, will finish. The Thor moving forward. DassemUltor with a lot of Hellbats in position here. Vikings getting good positioning here. The Hydralisks need to push them back. Got to be very careful with those Vikings. His only defense against Broodlord right now is one Thor and these 4 Vikings. Robzki re-establishing a position on the north. Looks like he wants to attack up to the north, but these siege tanks are still going to have great range all the way across here. DassemUltor unsieging, moving forward, but look at the spread of these siege tanks. He's got like 9, 10, 12 siege tanks on the field right now. 8, 9, 10 siege tanks on the field. The third base under assault. But here's the wraparound attack from the north side. Robzki coming into the back. Infested Terrans coming down now. Broodlords raining Broodlings down onto the siege tanks, but the Hydralisks again clumping up into these lines. The Vikings able to pick off the last Broodlord here. The last Broodlord goes down. Hellbats getting onto the top of the Hellbats, and there it is. The last are going to go down. Oh my goodness gracious. DassemUltor has cleared out the third base, has decimated the army of Robzki, and is now moving in to the natural with almost nothing left to defend. The Dronity boys have been pulled to this ninja fourth base, which is oversaturated 28-16, but this is the last gasp of a dying empire. This is Rome in the early 20th century. That's not right. Rome in the early, what was it, 3rd, 4th century when Rome started to fall? Oh god, history majors in the chat. Help me, please. Help me, please. Whenever Rome started to fall, this is what's happening for Robzki right now. He is going to GG out. DassemUltor is going to mech his way to game number 1. All right, guys, let's throw 1 more minute back on the clock here. Robzki and DassemUltor going to get in to game number 2 right after this. Now, since Robzki lost, he will get to choose the map for map number 2. So let's see. What is Robzki going to go for as we get in to map number 2? New Repugnancy, a good choice. Alright, New Repugnancy, going to be map number 2, chosen by our Zerg player. So let's see if Robzki has something set up specifically for this map. We saw some beautiful cheese in game number 1. Now, we do have a Zerg player in the grand finals already, as 11 was able to pull it out and take the game over Null in game number 1. So, a Zerg in our grand finals already, but reminder, 11 got there by cheesing 2 of his games. The only game that he lost against Null was a macro game. So, there's a lot of cheese already in the grand finals. Let's see if Robzki has any cheese that he can pull out to really make this work. Alright, so we're finally into the game. 476 Rome's Last Emperor's Overthrown. Juvader, thank you so much. 420 AD. I was darn close, actually. A couple hundred years off. What's 100 years here and there to one of the greatest empires the world's ever seen, right? Okay, so I don't feel that bad about my knowledge. Robzki representing Rome and DassemUltor representing the collective forces of Europe closing in. Ugh. Alright. So New Repugnancy, going to be the next map here. We do have in our tournament the first map of every series is set. So we know what the first map is going to be in both of the semifinal matches, which was King's Cove rather. And for the finals and the third place match, it's going to be a full draw system. So the players will get to choose. They'll do some picks and bans, but for now, King's Cove. And then loser chooses. So let's get straight in, guys, here to game number 2 between these two players. We are on New Repugnancy LE in the top right-hand corner in the blue. From Clan Compass, it is Robzki. And his Terran opponent in the bottom left, in the red, it is DassemUltor. Rah, yes, DassemUltor. Alright, let's see what our players are going for here. Gonna be a hatch first for Robzki, another macroeconomic opening. Beautiful. Hatch is down. Oh, Tough Rain Breeze. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Take your time, man. Don't waste your money on me if you got other things to do. You know, put food on the table. Take care of yourself. Don't worry about it. I do this for fun. I am not a professional. Any money you throw my way is just wonderful. It helps me pay my bills and whatnot. One of these days, I'll be famous enough, I'll go full-time, and then I'll start worrying about my sub count. But until then, we're here to have a good time. Save your money. Give it to Platinum Heroes. Give it to UNICEF. Give it to somebody that needs it, man. I have a full-time job for 2 more months. So for now, I'm doing all right. All right, so again, gas pool down here for Robzki. All is looking good for both players here. Standard builds so far. Factory behind this for DassemUltor. No natural on the way just yet for our Terran player, who is not saving any money. Okay, now DassemUltor is floating 200 minerals. He might actually go down and build that third base, but what is this SCV doing here? Is DassemUltor going to one base on us? No. Okay, on the other side of the map, a couple queens coming out. We do see Spawning Pool has begun research on metabolic boost for our Zerglings. get that speed going. Okay, so DassemUltor has saved up enough. It looks like he is going to actually expand down to that natural position. I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay, natural going down. There it is. Boom. So it's not going to be crazy one blaze play. I was worried there for a minute that he was just going to drop like 3 barracks and just go for it, but not going to be the case. This Overlord from Robzki is going to get chased out. He did, of course, see that natural going down just barely, so he'll know the timing of that. But 2 Marines actually might be able to pick this Overlord off. Yeah, man, New Repugnancy does not have a lot of dead airspace around here. So that Overlord will get in. It didn't get a good scout, though. Didn't really see what it needed to see. Did see, might see that second gas. Oh, it's going to be close. Barely misses the second gas there, so that's a real shame. Robzki not going to really get a good scout that he was hoping for. Is only going to see the timing of that expansion. Needs to move this other Overlord in to get a scout on exactly what DassemUltor is building. And what he's building is a starport and another barracks. DassemUltor with this very similar build to last game here, adding on those Widow Mines after the first 4 Hellions are out. He has not sent those Hellions across the map. A lot of more aggressive Terran players will, of course, send those Hellions across the map right about now, pop in, check the timing of the 3rd, and then try and roast a couple drones at the natural. So far, DassemUltor has not been that aggressive this game. Not that that's a bad thing. We are in the Diamond League. There's a lot of space for creativity in this league. So it doesn't mean he is misplaying at all. Stim has started, so I don't think he's going to go bio this game unless something really crazy happens. Even dropping that second barrack, or pardon me, not going to go mech this game, is likely going to go bio. First medevac on the way out already for DassemUltor. Queued right over those Hellions, so we might actually see a little Hellion drop into the main. That would be really cute. Baneling Nest going down in the main, and a large flood of Zerglings actually coming out from Robzki here. 18 Zerglings on the way. Take a look at the units tab here. 18 Zerglings already on the field. 12 more for a total of, do the math, 30 Zerglings. Lair Tech about to finish up. Baneling Nest about halfway done. But what do 7 Hellions have? Is that 7 Hellions? What an unusual number of Hellions. 7. It's prime. It's a good number. Hellions scouted, of course, by the Overlord. Robzki knows exactly what's up, and I think DassemUltor... Wait, what? What is DassemUltor doing here, man? Okay, now he's coming in the 3rd base. We'll check the timing of 3rd base. Of course, no drones there to roast, so that's unfortunate. More Zerglings being made, and there it is. Nidus is down. Overlord in position. DassemUltor does have a couple Marines here in the main base. We'll have a siege tank out. By the time... Ooh, the siege tank probably finishes out by the time that Nidus is done. And look at that, the Hellions have arrived back in the natural. So as soon as this Nidus goes down, oh, he's moving out. Uh-oh. DassemUltor moving out onto the map. This is really bad timing here. The Nidus about to finish up. DassemUltor outside his natural expansion right now, but the Overlord from Robzki is in position. The Nidus is finished up. Baneling's being made. A lot of units getting worked into that Nidus network, and here we freaking go, baby. Nidus into the main of Robzki. DassemUltor has, into the main of DassemUltor. DassemUltor has no idea. He's not moving those units back. He hasn't spotted it. This Nidus is almost certainly going to go up here. Hasn't seen it. Is just going to, oh my god, he's even moving the siege tank out. Oh no, the Nidus network popping out here into his main. Zerglings flooding into the main mineral line here, splitting very nicely onto the production line here. Immediate pull of all the SCVs by DassemUltor. DassemUltor moving back. His army is trying to move out right in the way. Oh my god, it's terrible. Okay, siege tank is up. All the drones have been pulled. Only 3 drone kills so far. Actually, this looks like a decent hold here from DassemUltor. Robzki being a little uncertain as to what he wanted to do. This siege tank with massive kills already, and already Robzki is going. Oh my god, he defended this. How the dickens did this happen? The Nidus is going to go down. Despite being in poor position, DassemUltor able to pull those SCVs in pretty good time. Couple Zerglings left over at the natural here. Again, gonna pick off 8 SCVs, but that is not the number of SCVs you wanted to pick off. You wanted to pick off a double-digit number of SCVs. Robzki still loading a lot into the Nidus network here. Looks like he wants to using that second Nidus basically as a forward Nidus, almost like a forward pylon for a Protoss player, just to get those units out a little bit more quickly. That siege tank on the high ground defending very well here. Second siege tank about to come out from DassemUltor, so he might be in pretty good position here. Roach Warren finally on the way from Robzki, who's gonna get off this tier 1 tech. Big pickup from DassemUltor. He's gonna. This pickup is, funnily enough, is how he's gonna scout. Yeah, this Nidus network, and he's gonna go. Wait a minute. There's a. Oh, come on, man. A second Nidus? Needs to move out and clear that Nidus, otherwise his opponent could get some pretty good army positioning. Baneling speed just getting started here for Robzki, but on the other side of the map, we see an armory going down as well as double engineering bay. DassemUltor digging in his heels for the long game here. This game's certainly not over by any stretch of the imagination. Now, DassemUltor is going to find it a little bit difficult to expand. He has not started on a third base just yet, and Robzki, of course, already on 3 bases. But let's take a minute before we talk about bases to look at this drop into the main. Queen is getting roasted here. This, again, the Hellions with really nice positioning, but a couple Hellions getting picked off here, and oh man, not exactly what DassemUltor was hoping to do here. Yeah, pokes in, but he's got to get out of there. The Queen focus firing down this medevac. A couple Hellions do drop down here. But wow, DassemUltor losing a lot of Hellions in that drop. In fact, losing all but 2 Hellions in this drop. Ouch. Good defense there by Robzki. Drone count still about 6 ahead of the SCV count. And there, finally, DassemUltor starting to build that third base. Looks like another drop. These Marines just going to pick off the Nidus network, so not the end of the world for Robzki, but Robzki is going to lose a little bit of power from the Nidus as it goes down. Could drop another Nidus in the main here. This is still an unscouted location. That's a real shame. Bit of a rookie mistake there by DassemUltor. Obviously, normally if you see one Nidus come down, it's nice to build a supply depot or a missile turret or something there, just to drive away Overlord so it doesn't happen to you again. So keep your eyes, guys, on this Overlord from Robzki. If it does stick around this game, could potentially drop another Nidus here, causing some real distraction. I usually love to see it when a Zerg player who's getting attacked, a big bio push is coming onto creep. As soon as the bio push hits the creep in the middle of the map, just drop a Nidus in their main and force them to make a difficult decision. Unfortunately for Robzki, the creep spread really weak so far, just barely connecting his bases, not pushing out a whole lot onto the map. Finally, it looks like the creep pushing forward just a little bit here, but he needs to get a little bit more creep work done in the middle. DassemUltor moving out, however, into the middle of the map. 9 roaches and roach speed on the way from Robzki, but DassemUltor with a pretty serious fighting force here. Combat shields about 5/8 of the way done here. 4 tanks with this army and a lot of medevacs. This bioforce looking pretty scary. 2 Hellbats mixed in as well. The remaining 2 Hellbats from that failed drop earlier in the game, and here we go. DassemUltor setting up on creep, pushing forward. This is a beautiful scan. Gonna get all these creep tumor. Oh, get the active one. Robzki. Oh, or DassemUltor. Pay attention, buddy. Doesn't matter. Okay, Bioforce is fighting a little bit outside of tank range here. Looks like Banelings and Zerglings going to be able to get on top of the tanks from the back. Meanwhile, the Bioforce is getting picked apart by Roach Ravager in the front. DassemUltor getting pincer attacked here, and Robzki able to make this pincer attack work. Now, there is still 1 siege tank up. It is going to get bioled down almost immediately there. So all that's left now is Bio Medevac from DassemUltor, but DassemUltor not letting up just yet. We see 26 Zerglings on the way. The Zerglings not able to get good surface area, but are distracting the Marine fire just a little bit here. A couple more Roaches are going down. The Ravager's now in danger, and this little Bioforce from DassemUltor going into the third base of Robzki, the drone pole immediately, but this Bioforce stimming forward again. 26 Zerglings are going to force a pickup here. The third base has been saved. More medevacs are arriving, and I bet DassemUltor going to unload here and maybe continue this attack in just a minute here. We see more medevacs coming out. 6 Marines at a time. Combat shield has finished up now. No concussive shell, no Marauders. He did see those Banelings, so a couple Marauders would probably do really well to soak up some Baneling shots, but that is a problem for another day. A lot of idle SCVs here in the base for DassemUltor. There it is. Finally, getting those missile turrets going to be able to drive out any particular frustrating Nidus play. This will allow him to secure his base a little bit more, and will stop any Nidus shenanigans from bringing him back when he really wants to make a big push. There we go. Medevac's finally dropping their cargo there. That one Medevac dangerously low with only 6 health left. It'd be so cute if you dropped a mule to repair that, wouldn't it? Doesn't matter. Robzki reestablishing this base here. He has planted down the he didn't lose his 4th base at all. So the 4th base still, third base still stands. 4th base is up as well up here on the top side. Again, the creep spread not great. 1 active creep tumor pushing the creep out little by little, but DassemUltor beginning to roll these tanks forward. We see Pathogen Glands is going to be the tech of choice here for Robzki, which is a very interesting choice, as there are no infestors on the map just yet. Obviously, you want Pathogen Glands to finish just before your first infestors pop out. Again, a scan, a small bioforce here. There's a large force from Robzki, but it's not big enough to engage yet. DassemUltor doing a really good job here, staying on top of this aggression and not quitting. This is going to allow him to pick off the third base. Robzki just going to sack that base, morphing in 33 Banelings. Oh my goodness gracious. This is an all-or-nothing attack. Good siege tank micro here from DassemUltor, and good targeting could take out a lot of these Banelings as they group together. However, if Robzki splits up his army, attacks from the low ground here and the low ground here, he might be able to get a lot of work done. Let's see what Robzki wants to do. We're going to zoom all the way out. Robzki Robzki splitting up his army into 2 different factions here. This is beautifully done here. The battalions from Robzki moving forward here. Stim onto the south side. Tanks onto the north side. The bioforces crashing into the banelings there. Oh my god, so many bioforces going down. The tanks going down as well. The bioforces getting spread very thin here. They will get cleaned up here. Nothing to fight off these medevacs though, so the medevacs will stay alive, and oh my god, I don't believe it. There's still some bio from DassemUltor. Both players trading blows, bloody noses, broken bones, but nobody dead just yet. These 2 very brave Marines stimming onto creep. DassemUltor about to finish up his +1/+1. Now, there have been no upgrades yet from, Robzki finishing up 1-1. DassemUltor built these 2 engineering bays and then promptly forgot about them. He's floating 1,000 minerals. Needs to get those upgrades going. Now would be a good time to start. Whoa, Greater Spire. This is a bold play from Robzki. He's only on 2.5 mining bases. He's lost that 3rd. And he's going to go for Broodlords behind this? Wow, what a bold choice. There it is, finally, 1-1 from DassemUltor. Realizes he has a lot of money to spend. A lot of idle SCVs. These Union boys don't work as hard as they used to. Is starting to scrub in those Marauders into his play after seeing so many Banelings. I really like that play from DassemUltor. In addition, he's maintaining map control with this big army. Since there's no creep spread on the map, this means that DassemUltor is able to stay in the middle of the map, stay very aggressive, and stay alert as to what his Zerg opponent is up to. This gives him a little bit more power to strike earlier or defend a little bit later if he wants. 2 Zerglings sneaking into the 3rd base here. Just going to pick off a couple SCVs before the Marauders pick them off. Wow, look at this Reaper from DassemUltor. This is a hero Reaper, forcing the entire unit back, entire map back home. Okay, so Robzki expanding up here to the 12 o'clock position. Now, there's no creep connecting these bases just yet. Again, Robzki, if he has one flaw this game that I'd like to point out for him to watch on the replay, his creep spread has been pretty meager, if we're honest. We're 15 minutes into the game, and he's not even pushed out halfway across the map, and it's not because Dassem has been fantastic at picking off a lot of creep. Now, Dassem did pick off a lot of creep tumors here at the 3rd base when he did those initial assaults. There we go. Dassem finally stepping back on a creep. Is going to clear some of these creep tumors, so Robzki really feeling the burn right now. Not really able to respond to this in time. Oh man, these Zerglings going to try and flank forward, but I don't know if he's got enough to defend against this. Baneling's crashing through everything at the front, but there's still some siege tanks at the back here. Marauders soaking up a lot of those Baneling shots, and Robzki does not have a lot left here. A couple Corruptors going to try and take out the Medevacs, but one Broodlord does not a Zerg army make. 20 Zerglings in production, but DassemUltor stimming across the map now, getting up into the base, taking out this new 4th base after taking off the 3rd here. Siege tanks not in position though. These siege tanks need to siege up. A couple Ravagers going to get a lot of work done here. Corruptors taking down a lot of Medevacs here. The Bioforces being a little bit pinned down here. I can't really see what's going on underneath the cloud of these Medevacs. It looks like there are still some Marauders available. The siege tanks in the back have still not sieged up, but the Corruptors are having an open field on these Medevacs. Another Medevac goes down as the Corruptors move forward. Tanks trying to pick off on this 3rd base here. Robzki almost certainly going to lose this 3rd base. Zerglings reinforcing themselves to choke for the natural here. Finally, the siege tank sieging up, but the Zerglings already on top of this Bioforce. DassemUltor double stimming his Marines to get him across the map in time. We see a little red line of Marines coming across. It will take 2 stims to get him all the way across here. +1 missile attack about to finish up here. 16 Zerglings on the way. Oh, with only enough minerals. Oh, pardon me, DassemUltor very, very low on minerals right now. We do see a Thor and a siege tank coming up, but the 3rd base for Robzki has fallen again. Take a look at the income tab here. Wildly in favor of Robzki for most of the game, but DassemUltor making these little dinks, making these little dents, and able to stay on top of his army production. The army tab now 60 to 25. 3 Broodlords are morphing in, but it could be too little too late. Nice focus fire down there by DassemUltor. Some good micro as well to get away from those Banelings. The Banelings not getting the shots they wanted, and there's the GG. Robzki's going to go out, and DassemUltor is going to move on to our grand finals.